8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
From the Mile High City to wine country, the NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series was back in action this past weekend in Sonoma, California for the 2022 Denzel NHRA Sonoma Nationals, and once again, they did not disappoint. In Top Fuel Eliminator, Brittany Forrest absolutely rocked the house in Sonoma. Not only will Brittany reset the track's ETN speed records, but run over 330 miles per hour in every round of competition, including a monster 337 mile per hour blast in the semifinals against Sean Langdon, before taking down Mike Salinas in the final round to secure a 4th win of the season and 15th of her career, and takes back the points lead in the process. In Pro Stock Motorcycle, as the saying goes, the third time is the charm, as Joey Gladstone, who is appearing in his 3rd consecutive final round in a row, will finally break through, defeating Eddie Krabik on a hole shot in the final round to capture his long-awaited first career national event win. And in Pro Stock, we will have a final round for the ages, as Erica Enders will get the starting line advantage on arch rival Greg Anderson in the final round and hold on for the win, defeating Greg in the final round on a hole shot to capture win number 6 on the season and 39th overall, and deny Greg win number 100 on his career. And finally, in Nitro Funny Car, Bob Tasca, who had the best car all day, will finally get around Robert Height in the semifinals before taking down John Force in the final round to secure his 1st win of the season and 10th of his career. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a special fast-paced recap of the 2022 Denzel NHRA Sonoma Nationals from Sonoma Raceway, brought to you by Competition Plus.
Well, drag racing fan, you've got to be excited about what Darren Williams Jr. is doing with those recaps. He's doing a phenomenal job. And with people like him becoming involved in the sport and covering it, definitely I think the sport has got bright days ahead with good stories to be told. I'm Lee Kraft, the Monday Morning Racer, host right here at the Competition Plus Power Hour. As you were coming in and I come in, hit that like button, hit that share button. I actually retweeted it on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, hit that retweet button and join in with us as we get prepared for, I think it's going to be a interesting, fascinating, honest, and yet jovial show. All of that rolled into one, because we're going to have Matt Smith on later. And Matt Smith has been very vocal, as usual, and open about his thoughts on recent rules that have been changed and implemented within the NHRA Camping World Pro Stock Motorcycle ranks. And we're going to let him speak and speak freely, get his thoughts on the year thus far. It's been a very competitive year in NHRA Camping World Pro Stock Motorcycle, and let him give us the gauge on what is happening in that world, in that class of competition. And then you got to love Krista Baldwin, the darling of the NHRA, of the top fuel ranks. Love her energy and love what she brings to the table. And we've got a lot of good and great questions for her concerning, hey, when's the next time you're going to be back behind the ride? And hey, how did it work out that you're doing so much with the NHRA? And almost to some extent becoming the face of the recaps and behind the scenes type scenario, which I think her being put in that role was a great choice by the NHRA. I even at them one time and said, y'all need to figure out how to get this girl on camera more often, even if she's not in a ride. Well, Slam and Sam, he'll be on in just a few moments. He texted me. He's like, hey, just running a little bit behind. That happens. It's live. Life is going on. You all dive in that comment section. Let us know what you thought about this past weekend of drag racing. There's drag racing, obviously, in Sonoma, California, there with the Denzel NHRA Nationals there at the Sonoma Raceway. And then I was in Indiana. Well, not where you might think. I was at Wagler Motorsports Park. Put in the comment section if you've ever heard of, ever seen, ever been to Wagler Motorsports Park. Been learning here lately that Indiana has a lot of great facilities well beyond the facility where the U.S. Nationals is run. And those places like Bunker Hill, that's been in the news with Terry McMillan purchasing that place and now being owner and operator of it. And Wagler Motorsports Park should be on that list as well as another great facility. It is out in the middle of nowhere. As I was remarking to people, I said, I have drove through the middle of nowhere of Indiana before, but I have found the center of the middle of nowhere in Indiana, because there was nothing out there. There wasn't a Pilot. There wasn't a Love's. There wasn't a convenience store. I was like, man, I need gas, and I haven't seen an exit. And I thought I was riding around in northern Nevada all of a sudden. But in the middle of nowhere, in the center of it, there is this gem of a facility, Wagler Motorsports Park, and the Southeast Gassers Association was there and had some stellar racing on what was a hot day nonetheless. Well, at this time, I want to let him slip on in, Mr. Slammin' Sam, to the show. Sammy, how you doing tonight? Good to have you on.
I know, man. It's been wild. I'm back in North Dakota. Feels like forever since I've been back here. So Wi-Fi is actually working. Fingers crossed right now, but Wi-Fi is working. Then I'm back in North Dakota since the last time we had our malfunction. Well, not me. But yeah, man, a lot of racing's been going on. I've been traveling the countryside, it seems like, from Denver to California up to the NorCal, visiting a little bit of NorCal, and then back to the Northern Plains again. But all in all, great time, a lot of racing. We can pick up wherever we left off, Lee. I want to say congratulations to you, Lee. I watched the video. Shouldn't say that when I watched it, but on my drive, maybe to or from work. I'm not going to tell you which one. But congratulations to you for getting, the first time to be getting behind the mic and announcing a little drag racing. Congratulations, man. That's big.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and it was right there at Keystone Raceway Park. Thanks to Greg Miller, thanks to Dennis Salzwimmer, and thanks to Chris Mozzarella for reaching out initially and giving me that opportunity. It was fun. It was good. Again, as I said in the video, I think I even said it here even after, and I've said it on my show, announcing is far more challenging than you would imagine, and it's different than any other type of media function that I have performed. If you have a local track announcer that routinely goes there and announces and does his craft well or her craft well, hey, buy them a cheeseburger, buy them a hot dog, get them a cold beverage, whatever it is, and just show some appreciation, because it is harder than what you think in that booth, whether it's TV or whether it's trying to give the play-by-play, as it were. It's far more challenging. But yes, it was great to get that one under my belt. If you're out there, you need an announcer, attention in the pits. I can do it for you. We can get it done. Now,
Lee, I don't know if you saw my comment, Lee, but
no, I did.
If you're going to do that, we should do it as a duo.
I haven't got to reply to you or Chris, but I'm glad even that, look, a duo deal would be cool. Us both going to the track, and we can have Sam and Lee on the mic at the same time. That might be a package deal for sure, but it would not have worked at Keystone. There wasn't a second mic, and it would have been like,
Haven't you heard of bring your own supplies, man?
I guess so. It's like, instead of BYOB, it's BYOM, I guess.
Exactly. Welcome to the party.
Right.
But hey, I've got to announce a little bit here at the track in North Dakota. So trust me, I understand what it's like getting up there, and you're like, oh, okay. How am I going to keep rambling on to keep these people entertained?
Yes. Tractor time is like, what do I say time? So we got a question in here. I know we got a lot to talk about national event. We can talk about Southeast Gas Association, but I do love getting these questions from the folks that are watching out there. Andrew Osterhaus asks, will we see the top alcohol funny car body rule change help the class, or does more need to be done? Andrew, my answer to that is no, it will not actually help the class. It is too little. And just having a change in the body, that is not enough, because, again, I really think the idea with the NHRA is like, hey, there's some guys going to another particular funny car body, if you will, and racing, and they're not showing up at the NHRA. Why aren't they? Let's make this shift and change, and maybe we'll see them come run NHRA. The issue is not just the body. It's other updates to the cars that would be really costly for them to make that shift and change. Then it's also a culture issue. It's just that simple, man. So my answer, in short, no. More needs to be done.
Oh, I 100% agree with you there, Lee. I mean, I think, and if we're going to talk about rule changes and everything like that, I mean, I think across the board, there's been a lot thrown out this year to try and, okay, how do we do this? How do we fix this issue? And I don't think it's really, this is my opinion. I'm going to state this right now. I don't think these rules are really, truly being looked at under the true microscope. Like, we're seeing a rule change, and then within the time frame that these rule changes are made, there's another addition to this rule because, you know, of AKA one person or, you know, one group saying something. So I think, honestly, in the parity of it all for this year, I think we've had a lot of rule changes, but have they just been thrown out to say, hey, what's a quick fix for right now? How do we cover this up? So, I mean, I think in the off season, I think that's the time to do it. I understand in certain classes, there's been some like, okay, what's going on? We need to throw something out here. But now we're seeing 5, 6 different editions of this same rule.
And sticking with the idea of the alcohol ranks, I was taken back a bit by Randy Meyer, Julie Natus, and Megan Meyer at Nitro Chaos at MoCan. They regularly used this word concerning the fan presence and interaction that they were getting at Nitro Chaos, and that was they were overwhelmed. They were enjoying it, they were loving it, they were appreciating it, but they were overwhelmed. And Randy himself even said, we're just not used to getting this many fans at a national event because they're all at Nitro, they're all at Pro Stock, they're all with the pros. They don't trickle down our way that often. But this has been a great experience, and we want more like this. So with that being said, I think the NHRA, with Alcohol Funny Car, with Top Alcohol Dragster and the injected Nitro guys, they've got to figure out a way where the regional and the divisionals get more promotion and get more fan attendance, just like this upcoming August 5th, 6th, and 7th, I believe it is, at Route 66 Raceway. And again, I said it on my show. I'm going to say it right here. If you live anywhere near the Chicago area, you need to make the trek to Route 66 Raceway and support that Division III running of that event that will have Top Alcohol Dragster, Top Alcohol Funny Car, Super Comp, Super Gas, many other classes. You need to be there and you need to support it if we ever expect to have a national event there. But I think the NHRA fan needs to begin looking at the national event not being the only thing the NHRA offers, because it's not. And I think we'd see things change even in the racer's perspective, because the fact of the matter is, when Sportsman shows up, when Top Alcohol shows up, yes, they're not just second fiddle, they're like third or fourth fiddle at a NHRA national event. And that's just the way it is. But they should get their due, and it can happen at regional and divisional events. So some type of promotion has got to happen at that level, I believe.
Promotion. It's the best thing that we can do for our sport. It's the best thing we can do. Just like talking about this show, Lee. You and I talked about it. How do we share more? How do we get more out? I'm going to say it, and I get in trouble. Oh well. But we as a culture, especially in the media group, we don't promote within ourselves. We don't like and share, our neighbors' content that could help promote someone else to see it, or get it in front of someone else's eyes. A lot of we're not doing that as a community of content creators, as media people. Well, and then on the other hand, there's certain, they call themselves media outlets, but all they do is share everyone else's stuff, and they put in their personal opinion, and it pretty much bites them on their rear because they're sitting on their mom's couch in their basement, as Eric Anders would say. But yeah, that's my spill on that. So the best way to get it out, and the best way for everyone that's watching this, is share it. Tag someone that you know. We all know someone that lives where the next NHRA event is. We all know someone that lives or maybe in the area of the next funny car chaos or nitro chaos or whatever event it may be. But the only way to get another fan or another seat filled or person, interactive into the sport that we love, which is drag racing, is one, fan interaction, and two, talking about it, talking to your neighbor about it.
Well, let's do some talking about the most recent national event. I think we have on tonight the right guy for the job, Darren Williams Jr., correspondent with CompetitionPlus.com. He was there at the Sonoma Nationals, and I'm looking forward to his comments. I know some of them and what he has already expressed elsewhere, and I'm looking forward to him expressing those thoughts right here tonight as our insider. Ladies and gentlemen, right after the break, because all of this is brought to you by Weldon High Performance, and they have some stellar pumps. Again, they make pumps for aircraft. If they can do that, they can certainly handle your race car. Get yourself a Weldon pump. Up next, insider Darren Williams Jr. Darren Williams Jr., correspondent for CompetitionPlus.com. Good to have you on the show as our insider, man, and I'm looking forward to you expressing your thoughts. Have already heard some of them because you're doing a great job with your Inside the NHRA,
thank you.
recap that happens after each and every national event that folks can see on your American Hot Rod Entertainment on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter as well. So, man, you're doing a good job. And what was the good word from Sonoma?
Well, I'll tell you what, first off, thank you for having me on tonight. This is really exciting to be on as the insider for the Competition Plus Power Hour. But I'll tell you what, Sonoma, we had great weather. We had a great racetrack. We had a great crowd, great performance, great side-by-side racing. I mean, you can ask for more. I mean, hands down, do you guys agree? This was one of the best races of the season. Do you guys agree?
I'm just mad I missed Sunday. I'm mad getting there on Thursday midday, being there all day Thursday, all day Friday, and catching a flight back to the great Midwest. I'm mad. I'm like, okay, I should have stayed a little bit longer.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, seriously, I'm crying because that place, one, is beautiful.
Yes,
that facility, first time there, man, I will be back. In the great, state of California, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, I'll be back.
Well, like I said, I mean, hands down, one of the top 3 best races of the season so far, I gotta say. And you just take a look at the storylines. You talk about Joey Gladstone, first career national event win, 3 consecutive final rounds, finally breaks through, get his first career national event win. And in pro stock, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better matchup in the final round. Greg Anderson versus Erica Enders with win number 100 on the line. How about that? And Greg loses on a hole shot once again. 6th hole shot loss on the season for Greg Anderson. Wow, Erica Enders gets the win, 6th win of the year in 10 races so far in pro stock. I mean, simply amazing. I asked Erica in the media room Saturday afternoon after she qualified number 1. I said, hey, you think about Darrell Alderman from 1991. He won 11 races that year. You think about Jed Coughlin when he won 10 races in 2000. You think about Greg Anderson when he won 15 races in 2004. I'm like, hey, you won 9 races in 2015. Do you want to hit that double-digit win plateau? And she said, no doubt about it. I mean, I would love to get over that hump and have a double-digit win season. So, I mean, she's almost there. And then Nitro Funny Car. I'll tell you what. Every time John Forrest came to the line, the crowd stood. Like, the crowd legit stood. And every time that win light came on, the crowd popped. It was like a WWE NFL game type pop whenever John Forrest turned the win light on. It was pretty exciting to see. And then Brittany Forrest, I mean, she rocked that joint on Sunday. You talk about struggling in qualifying, but then running 3 360s in eliminations, capsuled off with a 370, but over 330 miles per hour in all 4 runs. I mean, she rocked the joint. And I forgot to say this on the show Sunday, but and I know it's apples to oranges because, obviously back in those days you had fewer races, but Brittany Forrest passed Don Perdome and Gary Ormsby on the all-time top fields wins list. She is now tied with Sean Langdon and Dick LaHaye. So there goes a stat for you right there. But all in all, so many storylines in Sonoma. Like I said, we had great weather. We had a great racetrack. We had a great crowd, packed house in Sonoma. Man, couldn't ask for a better national event.
Wow. It definitely, from the highlights I saw, what I was able to see from your show and catching up because I was on the road, wasn't able to actually watch the national event. Yes, I have to agree. One of the best, if not the best event we've had thus far this year. I think the only other one that might rival it is Gator Nationals, with as strange and as anomalous as it might. Pomona was great too. Pomona was great. But I have to agree with your sentiments of bringing out the fans. There is something special about going to a place that has fans that are engaged and responsive compared to a place that is not. Would you say, Darren, that this place is becoming, and it may have already become, a premier event to catch on the NHRA tour? Because I feel like at one time it wasn't regarded that way, but it has slowly shifted. And this is becoming one of those, like, okay, you need to make this a destination and experience this national event.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you think about it. So before the pandemic, when we didn't go there in 2020, last year, I mean, the crowd was amazing. I don't know how it was in 2019, but here in 2021 and 2022, the crowds were amazing. You talk about any Bruce Smith racetrack. You talk about Charlotte. You talk about Las Vegas. You talk about Sonoma. I mean, they just give us great flat surfaces, all concrete facilities. When the NHRA Safety Safari comes over and does their job, I mean, it just gives us great performance. Like you saw, we saw 339 from Robert back in 2017. But now, I mean, Sonoma is coming, one of those premier racetrack, one of those fast super tracks we used to talk about back in the day. And I tell you what, the California crowd comes out. We talk about the low crowd count in Pomona. Well, I mean, Sonoma steps it up big time. I love my California fans in Sonoma. It's become one of my favorite races.
So, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Vegas is a different crowd just because it's a destination place, right? So when you talk about West Coast versus East Coast, Darren, you and I had this conversation. You know, where you and I are both West Coast kids, but when you look at, like what you said, a Charlotte, and when you look at a Pomona, and then you throw in that Vegas is a destination place. People are gonna want to go there because it's fun, the atmosphere, everything like that. But when you look at these tracks up the West Coast, Pomona is historic. You know what I mean? Pomona has this thing of, you know, you can see the mountains, you can see the planes flying over, and it was the home of the first and the last race. But Sonoma's totally different. You have, I think it's 4 or 5 different teams now, or, drivers that are from that area. And with the uniqueness of that being in the Western swing, you get people that travel the whole swing. You get, this whole thing with John Force and the crowd going electric, that started in Denver. He would drive by, and there was at one point I thought John was going to crash the scooter because he's doing this number, and if you've ever been to Denver, it's blacktop and then it's grass, and that just electric atmosphere of John Force being him. He's still out here, he's still kicking, he's still alive, and you see it in all of his interviews on the top end. He's there for the fans. He's there for the people. We're putting on a show. But Pomona, like I said, has its history. But Sonoma, it stands out, and a lot of people are gravitating towards that place. I know Ron Tobler, and Caps, and all those guys. That's their home track. John Force, he has a huge following there. Has a place in Tahoe. So there's a following there, and I know you're a little bit biased. For John Force, but it is what it is. So when you look at like a West Coast track and you look at an East Coast track, you can't disagree with what Sonoma has and just everything that surrounds it.
I'll tell you this, Sam. So you talk about John Force. So like I said, in every round of competition, when John Force came to the line, everybody stood, and every time he turned the wind light on, they went crazy. But in that final round against Tasca, when Tasca turned the wind light on, crowd went silent. It was like an NBA home game. So you're a Kobe Bryant fan, right? So you know how when Kobe went on the road and the crowd chanted defense, and Kobe hits a big shot at the end of the game and the crowd just goes silent? That's how it was when John Force lost in the final. Crowd went silent, dead silent. Wow.
That's his home track. What do you expect?
Man, it was, but I'm saying that was just such great energy. Like, I wish, like, I know Houston was like that also with the great crowd, but I just wish all races would be like that, where the crowd is just into it. It feels like an actual, like, stadium style stick and ball sport type of game. You know, it was pretty cool to see in person.
Well, Darren, look, thank you for giving us that insider perspective. We're getting ready to switch gears, but yes, as you hold up that one, I was about to ask, anything else from the insider tonight?
Yeah, I got to mention one more thing before I go. So like we saw Sunday evening, the Maynard family are now majority owners of Don Schumacher Racing. That went into effect yesterday, and starting in Seattle, it will be called Maynard Family Racing / Don Schumacher Racing in Seattle. So that'll be the new name of it. Joe and Kathy Maynard obviously stepping up, taking over majority ownership of Don Schumacher Racing. And pretty much for Don Schumacher, he's not stepping away completely, but just taking a step back. You know, there's other things he wants to get into. He'll still be in the machining and manufacturing business, but for the most part, he's just kind of taking a step back. And man, I'll tell you what, Schumacher is still going to, you know, supply parts to guys like Tasca and Cruz and stuff like that. But for the most part, Schumacher taking a step back and the Maynard family stepping up. So that's basically what to expect coming forward. And, you know, I just want to say this. You take a look at Don Schumacher Racing over the years, you know, making their debut in 98, you know, with his son, Tony, you know, well, obviously 96, 97, he was with the Blues Brothers, but in 98, coming out with that, you know, that Schumacher electric Excite batteries top field traction. And in 1999, first full season, goes out, wins the championship, wins one race, Dallas 99, wins one race, Dallas in the fall, defeats Scott Clinton in the final, goes on to win the championship. And then like the rest was history. So, and here's the thing too. So I don't think many people remember this. So if you guys remember, in 2000, Melanie Troxel was actually Schumacher's first teammate. When Schumacher got the U.S. Army sponsorship, Melanie Troxel took over the XI batteries top field dragster. Just wanted to mention that right there. I think a lot of people forget that. So, like I said, but once Schumacher won that championship in 99, the rest was history. Obviously, they got Alan Johnson later on, dominated for a bunch of years, and here we are now. So just got to give a round of applause for Don Schumacher, what he's done in the sport. Got to applaud him for everything he's done. And so, he, like I said, he's not stepping away completely, but just taking a step back.
Right. I feel that many people heard that announcement, and I think they just lack almost motorsports knowledge and context to the situation, because this is nothing new in motorsports. We've seen it with Stuart Haas Racing. We've seen it with
Richard
now
Petty.
Roush Fenway and Roush Fenway Kozlowski, and Richard Petty. We see it with many others. Even in the drag racing world, Daryl Gwynn, there was a business partner involved, before long. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
And I think the situation of Schumacher bringing in a business partner and they becoming majority owner, it's just, again, he's a businessman. He's making good business decisions. And if anything, he might very well be laying the foundation for longevity instead of closing, because he's switching gears in the way that he is. I don't think it's the doom and gloom aspect as many other people have put in social media, and that, drag racing's done, Schumacher's out of it. That is hyperbole at its highest extent.
So let me ask you a question. So obviously we know the Maynard family is huge in drag racing. They're a big motorsports fan, and obviously they're going to pump a lot into this drag racing thing. Could we see another top field dragster funny car in the near future? Expanding maybe? I don't know. Got to wait and see.
Don Schumacher earlier this year was adamant that if someone brought the money, you could run another top fuel car or run another funny car. And I'm sure that the Maynard family has gone into this business deal with that same mindset. And if someone has the money out there, and yes, way up, dude, it does take people who have money to do this. You're either a successful businessman or woman, or you've pounded the pavement and got the marketing partners. Racing has never actually been cheap, but people who aren't rich can't actually go NHRA drag racing. It just might not be the professional ranks. That's one of the beautiful things about it. But nonetheless, yes, if someone brought the money to the table, yeah.
we can't let Darren go yet. I'm sorry. Just get like this. We have to answer this question. I'm sorry. I just saw this. I don't know about you guys, but I called it. If you go back and look, after Denver, I simply stated, Erica and Team Elite are hungry. They're hungry. Very, very hungry. And there's a few more that I listed that are very hungry. So if you're tired of seeing the same people win, maybe you should help somebody out. You know, $500 goes a long way in drag racing. I'm just saying. You can't hate if people are doing the testing. I don't know. That's just me. Everybody got mad because Tom Brady won all the time, right? But they put in the work. Just saying. All right.
Hey, let's bring this up. I think Iron Man 442 here says it very well. I think Don Schumacher deserves to retire the way he wants to. He has been doing this a long time. Man, that should be the mentality we all have. The man's been successful. He's in his twilight years. I hope there's many more. Don't get me wrong. But he's like, you know what? I'm switching gears. There's nothing wrong with that. He owes us nothing, and he owes the sport
It's his
nothing.
plan. It's his life. Give the man a cigar. Give the man a cigar and a red T-shirt on Sundays, and let him have fun. That's all I gotta say.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
He's not hurt nobody. Like, leave him alone. Yeah. Lee, this is the thing, Lee. We've said it before, Darren. You've heard it. I know you have. Everybody has something to say when we're sitting behind a keyboard. You can say what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You see, let the man do what he wants to do. It's his millions. Let him count them. Let him do what he wants. He's having fun. This is his life. You get one shot at it, and he's made very good opportunities and very good investments. He's gonna do it the way he wants to do it. You can't complain. You can't get mad.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. For sure.
You can. Well, Darren, look, great to have you on. Great to have you on as the insider, and glad you're able to be out there at Sonoma. And we're going to let you go because we're going to bring on someone that definitely doesn't just say things through the keyboard. He just says it like it is anyway. And that's Matt Smith.
For sure. Well, thanks for having me on. It was cool to be the insider for this week. And I just want to say, have a great show, you guys. You guys got a badass on the show. Matt Smith, five-time champion. Yes. And also, I'll let you guys let me go, but I just want to see if you guys agree with me on this. Krista Baldwin is the modern day Kristen Powell. There you go.
I like that.
I like it. I can. Hey, for once, Darren, you got all three of us on the show to agree. So I can get down with something for once.
She needs to just have Reebok come on as a sponsor.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Darren, look, man, thank you. And we're going to let you go. Have a good rest of your evening. And we're going to bring Matt Smith on.
For sure. Good night, guys.
Get your CompetitionPlus.com apparel today. Whether it's our nitro-burning funny car design or the vibrant door slammer design, we have the swag to show you are always in the know. Get yourself a hat too. And we know not everyone enjoys wearing a mask, but if you must wear one, at least wear a good-looking one. Check out the new CompetitionPlusApparel.com for the latest from the place where you have trusted for your news on the internet for over 2 decades.
Matt Smith. Well, first of all, I've got to ask, where in the heck are you coming from? I've seen things going across the window and everything. You riding or training or something?
No, I'm riding right now. Angie's driving the truck and trailer, and we're on our way back from Sonoma, California.
Okay.
Shall we say a moment of prayer?
Wow. Oh.
And I hope Angie didn't hear that at all. But
no, she didn't hear nothing.
Okay, good. Hey, Lee, I was praying for safety, okay? Traveling, that's it. Calm down.
Yeah.
Lee. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm a little bouncy, at times, or if service goes in and out, I'm on my way home from California.
You're good, man. It is funny, though. The last time I had someone in the situation you're in on Chaos Live, they've gone like 30 minutes. There's been no blip in signals, and I start forming it out of my mouth. Man, we haven't lost them. I'm like, man, don't say it when I already have. So, look, Matt, let's begin with this, because I know where we're going, because it deals with a win. Sonoma, not Sonoma, but on the mountain. Wow, what a stellar performance with your motorcycle that you brought out like 190 miles per hour and even more, and the ETs, and just wow, dude. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, well, it's the same combination I went up there last year with. and we went 7-11 at at 189 mile an hour there last year, and the V twins had 10 pounds off of them this year. So to that date, so I mean that's where the performance picked up, was just the weight off the bike. I mean, only went 200s faster, 1 mile an hour faster with 10 pounds off. So, everybody knows after the race they decided to do a 15-pound swap and add 10 pounds to the V twins and take 5 away from the Suzukis, and now the rules are really upside down again.
Yeah, being there in Denver and seeing you run, and just what was, I would say, your team's confidence all, for that whole weekend? What was the confidence and the just chilled, relaxed, energy for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I really think that it would have been me and Angie in the finals. She had the second best bike, I think, there. But semifinals, when she ran Joey, her TPS went out, started going out. It started missing all the way down the racetrack. And I really think that if that wouldn't have happened, it would have been me and her in the finals. And, but it wasn't. Joey went to 3 finals in a row, and he finally picked up a win at Sonoma. So I'm proud of Joey for getting that win. But we had a dominant bike at Denver. Same bike we had last year. We dominated there last year. I think people forgot how fast and how badass we were there last year, because we had the field covered 500s again. Just same situation, just a different outcome. Well, actually, it's the same outcome as the year before. We was number 1 qualifier and won the race both times.
And I believe from reading the CompetitionPlus.com article that you trace that back to that y'all spent time testing at a place where no one tests, and you figured out what you needed to figure out to run that well on the mountain.
Correct. Yeah, in 17 we didn't run real good, and in 18 we didn't run real good, and we chose to stay over on Monday after the race and test. And I learned some stuff, and I had some gear ratios made for 19. We went back in 19. I still didn't run like I needed to, but I ran a little bit better. And then we stayed over again on Monday and tested, and that's when we really figured some stuff out. And of course, COVID hit, and I didn't get to show that in 2020. But then when we went back in 2021, me and Angie were 1 and 2 qualifier, and we were the same, and we won the race. And in 2022, we were number 1 and 2 qualifier, and we won the race again. So I guess you just get slapped with penalties for hard work and testing. And I'm learning every year that the same crap is still applying. The people that work hard, the people that test, the people that spend all their money to do this, to go faster and learn, get penalized. And I guess I just need to become a hobby racer and just don't do nothing and let NHRA make the rules for the weaker of the people in the class.
Matt, I know oftentimes try to see like the middle ground of like what the NHRA does and decisions they make. But yeah, this one, I have to like completely side with you. Like this one just does not look good at all. I mean, a rule change with an anomalous race such as Denver and the altitude, and it's such a pendulum factor of penalizing that bike that much more at altitude, normal altitude, if you will. I know you've had to talk with, I guess you've talked with them. Like, what has the discussion been like? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I've talked to them blue in the face with them, but I don't understand their concept neither. I guess that since Harley Davidson now is not the official motorcycle of NHRA, and Suzuki is the official motorcycle of NHRA, now they've got to step the platform up for Suzuki to win a championship. So they're giving all the rules to Suzuki, which I have one, and I'm trying to benefit just like everybody else, and that's why I'm racing it more in my V-twin, because they clearly have the advantage from weight to horsepower to everything. The only thing they don't have an advantage on is torque, and torque is the Achilles heels of 60 foot. If you have too much torque, you can't 60 foot good. That's why the Suzuki 60 foot so well, because they don't have to manage that torque in low gear. And I don't understand their concept neither. Suzuki's won 7 races now this year. 7. The V-Twins won 1, and yet we get penalized. I say we, Angie, the V-Twin customers. I'm not running the V-Twin. I just brought it out at Denver because I had no data for a Suzuki at Denver. And like you said, it's a one-off racetrack. Only one. And the V-Twins have won there 18 times in the last 20 years. It's clearly a V-Twin racetrack.
And
So when you say this and you throw it all out, no, I mean, it just leaves so many questions. And just like the article, I love how you pretty much put it. Why would you, like, simply, why would you do that? Like, do you think it's a push to get everyone just on the same thing? We want everyone to run Suzuki, and that's just the way it's going to be? Is it a push to, like I said, move things out? Or what, when you simply think, why would you do that? Like, what all comes out? Because I know I have a million questions, and it seems like you do too, Lee.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Back in the 90s, it was all Suzukis and maybe one Kawasaki out there. There was no V-Twins. Then Harley Davidson come out, and they couldn't run at all anywhere. The only place they could run was Denver. That was the only place they had an advantage at. And that's how this whole thing got started with the V-Twin stuff. From the word go, Harley Davidson was good at Bandamere, but nowhere else. And they got better everywhere else and just had a way bigger advantage at Denver than everywhere else. So I don't think it's good for our sport to make everybody have a Suzuki. I think if you look at Pro Stock Car, it's a very competitive class, but everybody runs a Chevrolet motor. I mean, is that truly what we all want to go to? I mean, I would love to see a Dodge have a competitive motor out there. I'd love to see Ford have a competitive motor. I'd love to see Toyota have a competitive motor. But it's just not out there because they've got the advantage for Chevrolet. And I think that's what they're trying to do in our class, is push the V-Twins out. And, to make a long story short, they're doing it because there's only about 4 V-Twins left. And it used to be, more V-Twins out there in Suzuki. So I guess NHRA is getting what they want, and it's killing our bike count, that's for sure.
so you think that it's moving towards a spec type of situation, and it's all a homogenous situation with Suzuki? Because I know in the past I spoke to you about, hey, I would love to see Indian and Nitro and that rivalry that has been so long in motorcycles play out. And it's like, and you informed me that time interviewing you way back was like, well, that's not going to happen because it's already been stopped. And it seems like we're in another similar situation.
Yep. Yeah. Hate to say it again, but NHRA crushed the Indian from coming into NHRA because of Harley Davidson. When Victory pulled out, we were bringing Indian in, and NHRA would not allow them to come in. So, again, I think it's based on who writes the biggest paycheck, and obviously, I think it solely, in my opinion, it solely goes down to Terry Vance and Suzuki manipulating NHRA to make the rules favor the Suzuki class. And if that's what they want, that's fine. I'm gonna play that game right now, but it might be a point that Matt Smith Racing needs to sell all his motorcycle stuff and let somebody else have at it, and I'll go run somewhere else, and do something different.
Yeah, I mean, I get those sentiments as frustrating as it is, and I think we need more like you throughout the NHRA being so open and honest. I mean, look at like alcohol funny car ranks or alcohol dragster ranks. It's no different. They're like, we'll just go run them here.
Yep. I think we've seen this. I mean, we know that we're NHRA struggling to have car counts. We know they're not paying the purses they need to be paying us to race. They're having great attendance. They're back at full capacity with everything, but yet the racers are still not getting paid what they should be getting paid. And that's another reason why we're having low car counts on everything from top fuel to funny car to pro stock car to pro stock bike. And look at Pro Mod. Pro Mod's a great example. There used to be 32 or 36 races. You had to enter the race 2 months ahead of time to get a spot. And now you can enter 4 days before the race and get into that deal because they've made everybody so mad that they don't want to run over there. And it's just, I don't know what they're thinking, but they really need to look at their situation in all their classes, not just pro stock bike, not just pro mod car, pro stock car, top fuel, funny car, but even their sportsman classes. They need to look at everything, and they need to protect the racers because without the racers, there's no NHRA. And that's going to be bad for all of our fans and everybody if this thing doesn't go pan out like it needs to.
See, Lee, this is what it's all about, right? And Matt, I think we've told you every time, Lee and I have talked to you, when we talk to you and Angie, when we see you at the racetrack, like, thank you for being the spokesperson for everyone else in the pits that doesn't want to ruffle the feathers or say what they truly mean or show that emotion. But I mean, you've been on both sides of it. You guys have taken it, you've dished it back when needed to, and you know exactly what I'm talking about there. But then you put your foot down and say, okay, look, you guys are throwing this rule at me. You're throwing this fine at me. You're not doing this. And when people see this side, they're like, well, it's about time someone stands up. But they don't understand it built up frustration and not understanding why do we continue to, be taken advantage of in a sense over years, and we're still coming out and we're still putting in the work to do what we love to do.
Yeah, I mean, here's the bottom line. I spent my hard-earned money to build a Suzuki because I saw that NHRA had such an advantage. If you look at last year, I got outran at every race in the countdown by a Suzuki team. I just did a better job of driving. I did a better job of leaving on people, and I did a better job of winning the races that I needed to win. I wasn't the quickest, I wasn't the fastest, but I did that, and I still come away with the championship. That's why I built a Suzuki, because I saw NHRA wasn't going to do anything, and that's why I built this thing, and Suzuki didn't pay me money to do it. I don't get any money from Buell to ride a V-twin. I've invested my whole life in racing, drag racing for NHRA. And to get slapped with fines, to get slapped with weight things, to get slapped with rules changes, it's frustrating because they're penalizing the people that work hard and have supported them all these years. And trust me when I say this, I have, for the last 7-8 years, I've put 4 bikes out there out of my camp solely to help this organization and to help this. And can't tell you how many more people that I help on the side, from other V-twins to even Suzukis now, to help them to keep coming out here that want to race but don't have the knowledge and to do it. And it's just, to me, it's frustrating, and I'm really disappointed with our tech department. And I really think that the fans out here need to understand. And I know people go, well, the V-twin has a bigger motor than the Suzuki. You're exactly right. They do. They have to have that to compete, because the V-twins can only turn 10,000 RPMs. The Suzukis turn 14,000 RPMs. So RPM makes way more ET than the low RPM. It's just common fact. The higher you can rev something, the faster you're going to go. All right. The biggest problem, and the reason I built the Suzuki, because I needed to see how much power they got. I can tell you right now, on my dyno, I don't care anybody else's dyno, my V-twin makes 1 horsepower more than my Suzuki motor. 1. So how does that equal that they need to be 15 pounds lighter than what my V-twin is? They don't. Put us all at the same weight. I showed this weekend, and I still don't have all the parts. I've only got 1 motor. I've raced 1 motor all year long with a Suzuki. I've only got 1 motor, but I was the second quickest and the second fastest Suzuki there besides Angel. What does that say on our program in a 6-month period of having no parts of Suzuki to going out there and outrunning everybody but one Suzuki out there this weekend? We work hard to get it done, and that's why I'm where I'm at. NHRA Pro Stock Motorcycle is a professional class. Professional. If we're going to be a sportsman class, then have all these rules that need to be done. We'll go bracket race. We are professional heads-up class. Turn us loose. Let us race like we need to.
I as a fan, I have no issues with like somebody dominating if they have figured it out. Man, kudos to them. Just go do your work and try to beat them instead of trying to create rule packages to manufacture racing. I'm fine with that. Go out there, do the hard work, and if someone's just waxing everybody, so be it. That's fine. And you've proved that hard work can get the job done. And like outriding, seen you already earlier this year do some outriding of your competitors. And even in your round 2 loss, it was a 74 to a 75 ET-wise. So it's definitely there, and you're performing well. Let me ask this, Matt, because I saw you earlier on a show called Speed Freaks. There's been the article. You're here with us tonight. Thank you. Does any of this actually help, though? Like, does this put any heat on the NHRA, or do they just like, oh, that's Matt. He's just like his dad. Just don't answer the phone. I mean, what happens? I don't know.
That's a good question. I got told today that there will be no rule change after Sonoma. And I said, what? I said, you just penalized me for being 500ths faster than the next Suzuki at Denver at a one-off deal. But yet there was 5 Suzukis that were faster than the quickest V-twin at Sonoma, and you're not going to do anything about it? And the fastest Suzuki to the fastest V-twin was 700ths. I said, how can you not do anything? Well, we don't think we need to. I said, okay. I mean, there's no use in arguing. I think Larry Morgan had a shirt and said it the best about 10 years ago. You can't fix stupid. And that's what it comes down to be.
Damn.
There you go.
Look, there's nothing else to say. Matt has said it. He said it again. And I mean, like you said, Lee, it's proven. And Matt, you said it. You guys do the testing. You guys put in the work. I mean, going back to Denver, you were, and I said it, Angie was at the starting line or in the staging lanes before any other bike every round. I would go down, and she's already in the staging lanes before everyone. You would bring your bike out, and you're at the starting line the entire time the rest of the field is there. You guys are studying. You guys know what's going on. You guys are practicing at the tree, and the stuff is paying off, and it seems like the more homework you guys do or the more data that you guys do collect in your camp, they're like, well, they're a big power team, so we got to figure out how to make everyone else happy. And, but everyone can take shots at you guys. So I just say keep doing what you're doing, and they're going to have to figure it out, and then they're either going to change the rules that they said won't be any changes to, or they're just going to be like, now we're stuck because he's beaten everyone because he's figured something else out, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, well, my goal, I'm probably not going to be back on my V-twin this year just because of the rules and all that stuff. But I'm going to do my best to piss NHRA off so bad. I'm going to go, if I can get this bike to react, if I can get this Suzuki to react, I have not got it to react on reaction time or 60 foot like it needs to yet. But if I can get that figured out, I will win this championship on a Suzuki. And I'll piss all of them off because that's not what they want. They don't want me to win another championship.
There you go. So, Matt, have you been the only one that's been going back and forth between the particular bikes? Has anybody else done that?
No, I've been the only one, and I've only done it. You know, I did it at Houston because we hurt our Suzuki motor in the semis, and I didn't have. I still to this day I don't have another Suzuki motor because I don't have the parts and pieces. They haven't come in. The manufacturers are so backed up. I'm not like these other teams where I ran a Suzuki last year or the year before where I got spare parts laying around. I started this program in December, so I don't have any more parts. Trust me, it's not a money thing because I've got stuff on order. It's the simple fact is I don't have it. So that's why I chose not to run the Suzuki at Denver because A1, I know it's harder on parts. 2, I didn't have a tune-up. So why would I go up there and hurt the only motor that I got and then end up having to pull the V-twin out again to do that? So that's the only reason why I ran that at Denver. I am committed to run this Suzuki, and I'm going to run it so hard because if I can make this thing react with reaction time, I will make this the fastest Suzuki out there, and I'm going to, shots fired all they want, I'm going to win this championship on a Suzuki. Mark my words, watch and see what happens. I'm going to do the work and get it done. Somehow, some way.
Oh, yep, there we go. There we go. So, when you get back to North Carolina, what are you looking forward to? Just curious.
Well, I know I got some parts there waiting on me, so I'm going to get my second motor together, so, and hopefully we get to go test a little bit before Topeka, but if we don't, we'll roll in Topeka with 2 motors, something I haven't had all year long.
Man.
And,
well. Yeah.
Come on, I know y'all got something else to say. That wasn't a mic drop yet, was it?
Matt Smith saying Matt Smith things, but yet you are one of the few out there that you can back it up because you are a 5-time champion and you can definitely get it to number 6 on a Suzuki for sure. Because, already you're performing exceptionally well on it. And if you figure out what you say that you are going to figure out, and I definitely think you will, yes, the rest of the field has got a rough time ahead of them.
They're saying don't wind them up, but it seems like, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. Every time they take a shot at Matt, he's like, "All right, now watch. Hold my Gatorade and watch this." Yep. And I'm gonna do it. Here you go. And then when you get to the press conference and they say, "Well, Matt, what did you find?" I told you I was gonna do it. Like I simply said, "All right, here you go. This is what's going to happen." You said it on the show during the off season when you got the fine for the burnout. You said, "I'm going to come out next year and make sure, that this fine and everything else, whatever. I'll pay the fine. I'll be out there, but you guys are going to pay for it." And it's showing. And it just seems like the typical, here we go, let's cry. Matt's not throwing dirt on anyone else or doing interviews to, say anyone else's name. And then next thing we know, oh, here's this, Matt. How are you going to deal with it? Oh, another win. So I'm excited. Topeka, here you come.
Yeah. And a lot of people say, that I see on the internet that people say, "Oh, well, he's crying this, he's crying that." I'm not really crying. I'm just stating facts. Facts are facts and numbers are numbers. And if you look at the numbers on paper, it clearly shows that Suzuki has an advantage. That's the only reason why I'm on it. Trust me, I didn't want to go spend $120,000, $150,000 and build this Suzuki bike. I would have rather kept that in my own pocket. But I had to do that to prove to people that A1, that I can make a Suzuki run, and A2, to push these other guys and girls that would come out here and sandbag and lay back until the countdown started. So I'm doing what I need to do, and they've made me mad that I'm just going to go and continue to do it, and I'm just going to get it faster, and I'm just going to whoop their butts on their own product that they're racing.
Yeah, I would agree, stating facts. If someone would take the time, if any of you watching have not read the Competition Plus article with Bobby Bennett and Matt, it lays out the facts. And when you look at it, you're like, wow, man, this really does seem like a pointed rule change, and there's no way around it. There's just not. So
Yeah, I'll give you one more fact here. You might think it's interesting. There has a V twin.
Uh-oh.
Lee, I think NHRA caught wind,
Yeah.
and they shut down the
connections. The connections at the
Salute.
NSA have. Oh, you're back. You're back. Matt, are you there, Matt? Can we hear you? Can you hear us? And
Nope.
we lost him.
Right when the juicy stuff gets told, somehow the aliens show up and.
Oh,
Okay.
Matt.
Okay. Can you hear me now? All right,
We
I'm back.
We can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Let me get this fact out before NHRA cuts me off. A simple fact is a V twin has never been quicker than a 672, ever. A Suzuki has been 666, 668, 669 by two different riders than a V twin. So, just food for thought for you. Numbers are numbers, facts are facts.
All right. All right. Well, whenever you get back to North Carolina, just have yourself your favorite meal, Matt. I think you need it right now. So, thank you for your time on the show. And oh man, the rest of the year is going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating. Good luck to you, sir.
Well, thank you, Lee, and thank you for having me on the show, and I appreciate it. And anytime y'all need a good laugh or you get some known facts behind the scenes, I'll be here.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Look, you got to appreciate Matt just tells it like it is, and he just shares what is out there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not read the article, it lays it out in detail. And when you read the article, you're just like, huh? I mean, Sam, when you read the article, this is what you do. Huh?
Yeah. See, you're not supposed to show your eyes on this show. Stop it. This is a family show, Lee. You can't show your eyes, man.
Yeah,
come on. What are you doing? Gosh. Man,
all right.
Lee, when I sat here and read this article and reading even the comments, it's like everyone in the comments is like, are you serious? Is this really happening? Like in this one comment, Matt has always tested and ran good. And they look at basically stating that we all know that Matt's testing. We all know that he's putting in the extra work during the off season and figuring things out. But when he says, "Hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to back it up," why do you even question or think twice about it? If it's not that race, it's going to be the next race, and it happened. So I'm going to say it like this. I said it about another driver in another category, another pro category. You guys keep playing with the beast and knocking on his door. Don't be surprised when he knocks the door down and comes and gets you. It ain't fun messing with somebody that's going to put in the work during the off season and come and run you over. If you want to play nice, like your parents used to tell you, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. You don't want somebody to come out there and beat you by that much, stop changing the rules. Just my thoughts, though. All right, Lee. Man, we've gotten serious, we've gotten the dirt, but this next person that's about to come on is high energy. She's always a fun time. I mean, her own swag that she's got on the race car, the style, the shoes that match, everything is so her. Who is that, Lee? Who's that person?
Krista Baldwin. And Krista is cool, like with a K. All right. After.
Oh, wow, Lee. Wow.
What?
You just did that. I like it. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Cool with the K.
And we all can see that, and you can see much better with Holley Retro Bright.
Classic car owners, make your headlights over twice as bright with Holley Retro Bright LED headlights. A plug-in replacement for those dim halogen seal beams, Retro Bright maintains that classic look and lasts 6 times longer. Stay safe and click the link below to learn more.
So, Miss Baldwin, look, thank you for coming on the show. No, it was a short notice. We had someone else lined up, but always good to have you on. And I think maybe you're having a far more positive NHRA experience, and we might need that right now.
I guess so. We just got done with our version of the Western Swing with Paul Lee's car, so I'm currently home. But believe me, it was a lot of work the last couple of weeks, but man, it's really hard because the funny car is making progress, and I hope everyone can see that. We are still trying to work out all the kinks, but Jason Bunker and Dustin Heim are definitely get a handle on this crazy beast of, trying to tune at the Mile High Nationals and then going straight to Sonoma. I mean, you can't get 2 different tracks. We have to race them back to back. So on paper, it might not look like the funny car is improving too much, but it really is. And believe me, coming from the inside source, you guys are going to see this funny car program ramp up for the rest of the year.
Well, definitely you got 2 capable guys turning the wrenches on that thing and can get the job done. So, Krista, look, how has it been being like the face of the NHRA on YouTube here lately? That's been pretty cool. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I added the NHRA and was like, look, y'all need to figure something out. And even when this girl isn't in the cockpit, she needs to have something to do, and they're doing it, and it's cool. So thanks for the good work. And what's it been like?
It's been so much fun. The hardest part is literally coming up with what would people want to know, like sitting at home, what do we do at the racetrack? And so I try to give the fans like a more of a unique view of really diving into, the tuning aspect, the driving aspect, the travel aspect, the TV aspect, which is actually coming up for this week's vlog. I had the opportunity to do some TV stuff this week, and I was on the Fox qualifying show Sunday morning. So that was pretty cool, just calling out the live runs with Brian Loans and Tony Pedregon. Man, I can't say anything because I don't want to ruin it for the vlog, but those guys definitely have a hard job putting on the headset and actually doing it, and you're trying to complete a thought of what's happening on track, and the producer's in your ear literally counting down to how many more seconds you have to talk about this one thing before the next pair of cars fire up. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I think with some more practice, I'd be a lot better. And then I was able to go into the TV truck, like where they actually produce everything, and that thing is crazy. They're literally, everyone is talking a different conversation, but they're all in the same room. And it's like, okay, we're going to move to this camera. We're going to move to this angle. Okay, cameraman, go down further. Sound, we're going to rewind this one, and we're going to go down the track a little bit more so the sound catches up. And it's just like, how do you do this? It's so crazy. But I get to dive into that a little bit more this week whenever Nikki and Kurt get that video put up for NHRA.
Cool.
So what is that like? I mean, you've been in each one of these shoes, from being, a driver, from traveling, understanding what it's like to be in the car and sign autographs and do all this. Now you're seeing the complete, totally different side. You said it's crazy, but which side of it does Krista like? Because you do wear different hats, like you said, you are a driver and you are from the media
stepping
side.
on the gas is the favorite part. Okay.
Yeah, Sam,
so we're just going to cut it right here.
I'm asking the questions that the people were going to ask in the comments, Lee.
Right.
I know.
Sam,
I mean, I could only imagine.
Duh. I mean, just.
I'm just saying. Driving the car is pretty dang cool. Now, the owning part of it, not that cool. But the driving part is super cool.
Gee. But with what I meant with that question is each one of them has its unique differences. Driving, obviously, I mean, we all know stepping on that gas pedal there's nothing like it. You know, if you have that bug in you and you have that itch, but you've had a knack for the media side too. So there's got to be something on that side that's like, okay, this drives me. This, now I'm seeing this whole different side. So is there any particular part of that side that, is like, I want to know more?
The coolest part is literally sharing my journey and like how I do my everyday life. I mean, going from, gosh, the number of hats that I wear, which is creative director for the Warren Automotive Group, which is McLeod, FTI Silver Sport, being the general manager on Paul's car, owning my own car, purchasing things for my own car, trying to learn how to tune one of these cars, and just, being super like in it with my team. And then, trying to live a normal life as well gets a little overwhelming. But going into, I always like to say the second half of the year, which is, we're in it right now, is my craziest part, because between the driving and the sponsorships, I also have the SEMA show on top of all this, which I'm the coordinator for our companies, that's a huge thing. And one of the coolest things I actually get to do is, conduct the SEMA show and make sure everything goes off perfectly. It's just like a wedding. You literally stress about it for a year, and you spend 4 days in the desert with all your friends and colleagues, and then it's done. But all the hard work shows through, especially, the sales of all three companies, and, the media attention that all the companies get. It just gives you a pat on the back, and it's instant gratification if that press release goes out and it's posted on multiple websites. I'm super grateful for that, especially on Competition Plus. Bobby always takes care of me. whatever little thing I have to say, Bobby posts it, even if it's irrelevant. But man, just the sheer hustle of all sides of the industry, between, doing the professional drag racing side and then also being in the aftermarket, is just, it's fun to do the parallels, and it's fun to walk into a meeting knowing that I know stuff about a car, and these guys try to outsmart me on some clutches, and then someone at one point in the meeting asked me about driving a Top Fuel car, and they're like, "Oh, you drive a Top Fuel car? We didn't know that." And I'm like, "I know you didn't know, because you're asking me all these questions that are obviously easy to answer."
So, about that driving a Top Fuel car.
Yes.
When is the next time?
The next time is actually in 2 weeks, or next Saturday. I'll be in Martin, Michigan, with the match race, and so that'll be pretty cool. Right there, Martin, Michigan. And then the next NHRA event will be Brainerd, and then I will be going to Cordova for the World Series, and then it'll be Indy, and then Dallas, Vegas, Pomona.
And look at it, like you made the promo.
Yeah, I'm right there.
For Cordova. That's pretty cool. And getting to participate in the revamping of the World Series brand and name at a track that just got some resurfacing done. So some exciting times.
Yeah, I'm excited. I did this match race, or I went to the World Series about 2 years ago in the A-Field car, and I raced against a Nostalgia Funny car. And so who knows who I'm going to race this year? I think they're still trying to figure it out, but it's always a world-class facility, and obviously Grandpa's been going there since the birth of the World Series. Right. And so it's cool to be at tracks that he's always competed in and he's always successful in. And so it's really, really fun, just sharing this with him and with my family. And I actually, on my travels of late, Donnie Couch gave me 2 pictures of my grandpa. Who knows what he's measuring there? I have no clue. And then this, who knows what he's doing with the boat? But he was also known as the captain of the Greek fleet. And so that's probably some kind of innuendo for that. But it's always cool. Yeah, it's always cool when like people give me pictures or stories or whatever it may be, One of my coolest things I've ever signed actually happened last year at Norwalk. This guy walked up and he had a die-cast car, the red dragster that my grandpa used to drive, but it was actually when my dad drove, and it had my dad's name on it, and it had my dad's signature, my grandpa's signature, and now it has my signature on it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Like, that was
cool.
the coolest thing I've ever signed.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So, Krista, with your well, maybe he's watching and, maybe give you a duplicate, But with your story and your personality, we see that not only when you're, doing these clips or when you're on live, but even at the racetrack, through your helmet selection and your paint scheme and your wraps. What is it about Krista that's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm having fun doing it, and this is my personality. This is my style, and just take it or leave it. Like, it's not gonna be traditional, but it's me.
That's exactly it. I mean, I needed to. When I first started in Top Fuel, I had the black and gold scheme of my grandpa, which was awesome. Believe me, I absolutely love running the black and gold scheme. But I knew coming into this year, becoming the owner, that I needed to set myself apart. And me and my friends were joking that we were going to put cheetah print / leopard print on the car. And then, you know what? No, we are going to do it. So we had this wild idea to put and it looks furry too. My graphic artist, Brandon Baker, really did a good job on this wrap. He said it was the craziest wrap he's ever designed. But I mean, I had to set myself apart from, these other drivers and, the corporate money out there. And I had to show my personality, because a lot of the time, I mean, I'm not knocking my team, but everyone knows that I've been trying to grow my organization, and I've unfortunately been the victim of a couple of DNQs this year. But those 3 seconds that you're going to see my car on TV, it needed to shout, "This is me," and this is totally different from the 20 other cars that are on TV right now. And obviously, it's fun. I mean, I have so many people come up to me at the racetrack and said, "Your car is my favorite. This is my first race, and I'm going to root for you because your car has my favorite pattern on it." And it's so fun connecting to the fans that way. And believe me, I have like 3 pairs of cheetah print shoes that I put in cycle, and I have all kinds of new brainy ideas, but that's what you have to do to set yourself apart. And the sponsors like it. They really do. I didn't think, obviously the hope is to find a major sponsor, but all my associates this year are like, "Hey, you're doing it your way. We want to support you. We want to support, a team of my caliber," which is really, really encouraging for me to continue what I'm doing. But yeah, I just gotta be flashy, right? I mean, you gotta put a little something in it, because a lot of these cars are too corporate now.
Yes, completely agree. And yeah, I remember when the cheetah print came out, and I'm like, yes, I love it. It looks so good. And then the hat is gold still. I like that touch. And we just got to get you those cheetah print parachutes, and it'll be all set up. But no, I agree with you. You got to have the touch, the flair. Drag racing used to have some of the most beautiful race cars in the world, from their paint jobs to the way they were designed, the ingenuity that was involved with them. Your grandpa, Golden Greek. There's a reason that that moniker is there, and he seemed to have had gold always in some capacity in his brand, or Don with a black car, and like sponsors everywhere. They became iconic, and there was that flair, and you're doing that now. And thank you in this modern day for bringing a touch of drag racing nostalgia in a great way, in the modern sense, to your Top Fuel car. And I have to think that you're doing it in such a way that it should be. A brand should fit to a personality instead of a personality bowing to a brand.
Absolutely. And I hear that from my sponsors. You know, the NHRA, you got to know where you came from to get where you're going. And believe me, I know where I came from. And yeah, like you have to put it out there, and you have to go out on a limb that one, okay, driving or just the sheer excitement of an 11,000 horsepower race car is absolutely, you know, mind-boggling in itself. We are literally driving land rocket ships. And then, you know, like I said, it gets too corporate, and nothing is wrong with that. I mean, we need the corporate sponsors to help us continue this showmanship that we have, but that's it. You just got to show your showmanship, and you got to show your personality. And like I said, I only have 3 seconds to impress you guys. And so my car may not have the performance just yet, but my style will. And I'm super grateful that the NHRA is giving me the opportunity to say more of who I am with this YouTube vlog series, which is, I mean, unheard of in recent day that anyone has done this in NHRA. So the biggest thing is I know that you have to do it all to try and be successful in this, and that's the hustling hard part of it. And a lot of people don't understand that, is that you have to think about this every day, especially with, I just had a meeting with my team last night with my race car, and we literally have to work on the car at least some point of every day, which is fine because we all love it. But as a small team, that's how I have to do it to get by and get ready for these next 4 races in a row, which I don't even know what I'm thinking. But it's going to be fun. One thing that I live by is that my dad always said, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And I take that to heart. I mean, we're here to have fun, and we can't forget that.
Yeah, I mean, 100% that quote, you know, a lot of people say it and a lot of people live by it. But for Krista Baldwin, like you, like we said, we touched on your personality. We touched on all the different hats that you wear. But what can we expect next from you? I mean, you've come out with this statement of, hey, I'm racing in my style, in the way I feel comfortable doing it. So taking the progression to the next step, what do you see as next for you? I mean, you've made your name, you're doing it your way. What else can we expect to see in the Krista Baldwin style?
The next thing is going to be the performance of the car, which, believe me, we all know that the performance of the car is a major part of this. And I am finally there. If I had one more qualifying run in Norwalk, I think I would have been able to make it, and I would have been able to run a 380. I went into Norwalk, bought all brand new stuff, brand new heads, brand new clutch, brand new blower, brand new fuel pump. And I had to make sure that we were able to contain everything, make sure nothing came back broke, make sure that, you know, the half track runs were checking out just as we needed it to. And they did. That's like, on paper, it looks like I had a horrible weekend in Norwalk because I literally qualified 21st of 21 cars. But in reality, me and my team are so pumped up. We are so excited for the next few races, the next few months, that we are actually, my goal is going to be, and I'm going to say it right here, Friday night of Brainerd, it's going to be a 379 to a 382, and that'll be my quickest lap ever.
All right. You all heard it here first.
She's doing that, and then she's heading to the zoo. I'm calling it right now.
Well, and obviously I'm going to go to the zoo.
See you there.
If I go 379, I'm literally going to die. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so fast. Oh my God. Then
you're going down the track. You're going down the track. Park it on the top end. Straight over to the nitro blenders. Here we go. Fire them bad boys up. Let's go.
Oh, it's gonna be a party, that's for sure. I mean, it's just gonna be so crazy.
Lee, I'm going Facebook Live with Krista Baldwin after she runs that 379, 382 at the zoo.
Yeah.
Look, we're just gonna say this, Alan. Right now, we don't want you to say and she goes to the top. We want you to say 382 to the zoo. Let's go.
To the zoo.
Let's go
Yes,
right
there we go.
now.
There we go.
That is the same. If there's not stickers made by Sunday morning that say 382 to the zoo to slap on everyone's car, I'm gonna get one right now. I'm gonna get one that says 379. Yep, I'm getting a sticker. As soon as you do it, I'm slapping it on the car. 382 to the zoo. Let's go.
Oh yeah, believe me, it's gonna be a good time. And plus, I haven't been to the zoo, and I haven't been to the zoo as a top field driver yet, so it's gonna be even more crazy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You know, and Drag Racing Central chimes in. I have to agree. We need an NHRA vlog from the zoo. Yeah, how far would the vlog camera go in the zoo?
We will go.
No. There's actually no lie. There is some clips from last year, and NHRA usually does like a mild version of, hey, look, the people are interacting. No, like that. No, that's a media off limit. Like, no. But there will be stickers and a shirt.
I'll tell you this. So in my
Cheetah print shirt.
There you go. Oh, you know what? I am literally texting my shirt designer right now. I have 2 new shirts coming out, and I'm gonna make one shirt. The whole thing is cheetah print.
Yes.
And it better, and on the back,
Yes.
it better say 382 to the zoo. I'm getting a shirt. I will have a shirt on for qualifying, and every time you go up to the starting line, I'm just gonna stand there right before you do a burnout. It's gonna be that guy. Let's go. This show is thank you. Yeah, Lee, if you can't make it, I will let you know. 382. We're going to the zoo.
Yeah, I think I do actually have a schedule conflict with Brainerd. So
I don't.
Yeah,
I made sure.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
Me either. I'm going.
I don't. Doctor's appointments. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't do it that week. I'm booked. I'm booked. So, Lee,
Well,
I will send you a picture, Lee. Though I will.
send me a picture. I definitely look. You know, I've told you this. You know, personally, Krista, I think it's important for the whole sport that you do well, and you doing well, I think, will help raise the sport actually. So the more the performance moves forward, the more that you find major marketing partners, the better it is for the sport. And we're talking about the zoo. Like, you need to find a tequila sponsor. Like, there's tequila everywhere in NHRA, apparently. Like, what is going on?
I know.
Too much tequila.
Buddy Car, Pro Stock, tequila.
Get a wine sponsor. No, a wine sponsor.
No, we got to get a vodka sponsor.
Hey, that's my weakness.
I will say,
stop it. Oh.
I will say, I'm not going to take credit for this. This came from the AAA boys, but they said the perfect sponsor would be a vodka sponsor, red Solo cups, and Ready Ice, all down the race car.
Yes.
Okay, Krista, I'm going to say here, I'll do this. If you can figure out how to get that sponsorship done, I will go and find like a red Solo cup outfit and I will wear it to the track and take pictures in like a red Solo cup, like like they've got to have them, like the Sonic guy.
Yeah,
there
has to. Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah.
So
there has to be.
If I can't find one, I'll wear a flying squirrel. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Flying squirrel. I was gonna wear it for Halloween in Vegas, but I'll wear it to the zoo. I'll say that. If you can figure that out.
I like that is your Vegas costume.
Dude, I don't know. It's a guy on TikTok that's like, I want to be a squirrel, and he just flies in there. I'm like, oh, I need a flying squirrel costume. Like, I mean,
I get it. The Vegas, second Vegas event, Halloween weekend is it's actually one of my favorite events. We have already come up with a team costume on my car. We just need to, facilitate it and buy the actual costumes. But it's definitely going to go with the cheetah print theme. But I absolutely love Vegas too during Halloween. You literally can go to the casino, grab a drink, and just sit down and watch all the costumes go by. It's so great. It's a show in itself.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. First time I ever went to Vegas was during Halloween. Never had been to Vegas before, and I'm walking on the strip. I'm like, now, no, this is different. Oh, this is different.
It's so much fun. And then you have to play the game like, wow, are they really wearing clothes or is it painted on?
Krista, this is a family show.
I'm just saying, it's Vegas.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Hey,
wow.
Speaking of Vegas, and you're so heavily involved with SEMA, with the McLeod Group and everything there. We just mentioned Halloween and everybody dressing up that time of the year. What do you think about the NHRA actually ending the season in Vegas and it not being in Pomona?
Interesting point, especially since we are starting the season in Gainesville. So, all right, so let's see. If we end the season this year, for some weird reason, it ends in Vegas. Would I be super disappointed? Yes. Here's why. I'm from Pomona. It's my hometown track. But with that being said, am I for the new schedule change for next year where we start in Gainesville and then do like a second Western swing at the beginning of the year? Yes. Why? Because it makes financial sense. Because now I can take that trip all the way across the mountains and go to 3 or 4 races at one time before making my trip back. So I'm just saying, I'm a Pomona girl, so I would rather race there.
See, Lee, I told you there's so many in that Western area. There's so many different racers that, they're from there. So that Sonoma, Pomona, Vegas area, I mean, that weird triangle we've got there. I mean, it just works. And from Lee's standpoint, you go to Vegas and then you're there most teams are there for 14 to 16 days straight. So, I mean, we've talked about it a million times of why not end it there? You end the season and everyone's already there for SEMA. So, I mean, I get it. I understand it. But for those people that Pomona is home, I mean, you take that track away, then, that's like eating the last donut you didn't buy it. You can't do that, man.
Something
or
like
for
that,
you,
yeah.
Lee, it's like changing Lee's brand of cereal. If you ever want to, there you go, Krista. I'm going to drop some good information. If you ever want to interview Lee and ask him about his cereal choice, you want to get that man riled up, ask him about his cereal.
Over cereal? Man, I get riled up over top fuel cars, but cereal, whatever your game is.
Hey, a good bowl of cereal is just that, a good bowl. Yes. Krista, look, I've got one last question. It has plagued me since I saw this photo come out on social media, and I have to ask to get the answer.
Okay.
I'm looking at you asking for directions.
I have no clue what I was doing. Absolutely no clue. Because, Sadie, she just gets the moment. And Sadie posted this on my social media, and I'm like, what was I doing? And Sadie's like, I have no clue, but you look really cool in your glasses.
I thought In-N-Out was this way. Is it still over there?
I have no clue.
Okay. So you're a West Coast girl. Last question for me. Whataburger, In-N-Out, which one do you pick? And
In-N-Out.
why?
In-N-Out,
Why?
because I grew up on that. It's what I know. Whataburger, fine. Spicy ketchup, yes. But In-N-Out.
Good choice.
Because when you get the double, and then you get the grilled onions on top of it, and then it's the sauce and the cheese and the soft bread.
All right. French fries with extra spread or plain fries? Or animal style fries?
I'm actually a plain fries chick. Like I actually eat the French fries and I eat the burger.
I like that. Well played. Like that.
That's why you don't drive when you.
Fast.
Yeah, you don't drive. You don't order your food and drive anywhere. You pull over in like the next parking lot, and by the time you get over there, your hands are already in the fries. You're just like,
in fact, you should be done with the fries by the time you park your car. So
yeah. If you haven't burned yourself by attempting the first fry, you haven't got there soon enough.
Nope.
What? Oh my gosh, Darren, we have officially lost all hope. We're gonna close this show out. Dude, something's wrong with you. Your Grinch choice is horrible. This is horrible. Like, Darren,
this is marginal. I understand. Like, if you grew up in Texas, Whataburger's your thing more than In-N-Out. I get it. But to go from California, like, you're a traitor at this point.
Dude, you're fired. You know what it is? He likes LeBron James. He likes LeBron James, and that's why. That's exactly why. I'm calling it. That guy right there. That guy right there, he likes LeBron James. That's what's wrong with him. I'm saying it.
Mike,
turn your mic on.
Mike.
See, that's what's wrong with him. That's exact.
I mean, it's still not on.
No, the mic's no. See,
there you go.
See, look. See,
he had to go.
Smart choice, Darren. Smart choice. Krista, one last since he messed it all up. Chick-fil-A or Racing Cane?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a
easy.
tough one. That's a tough one because I like Chick-fil-A. Believe me, I like their ranch. Actually, their ranch is superior. But the Raisin Cane sauce, the caniac, whatever, and then you get a piece of garlic bread in it. I don't know. They're both good.
It's a lemonade. It's a lemonade for me. I'm sorry, hands down. Chicken, what box you pick?
Yeah. Can you defend yourself?
You're fired.
I doubt it.
No.
Is my mic on now?
It's on.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. First
no
off,
one's listening.
No
one's listening.
Sam doesn't want to hear it.
First off, Kobe Bryant, first off, is my favorite player of all time. I got to say that first. But
Kobe.
In-N-Out, I live in Los Angeles. I'm from LA, so I get In-N-Out a lot. In-N-Out is very overrated. You ask anybody in LA, In-N-Out is overrated. I went to Houston for the final Houston event a couple months ago, and I had Whataburger for the first time. Changed my life.
It's because you never had it. That's
exactly.
Yeah, it's love it. It's love at first sight for them.
Now I will say, my favorite burger from any chain is actually a Culver's butter burger.
Those are good. Oh, those
French
are good.
kiss.
Yes. Very
I will
well
say
done.
that more than In-N-Out, but
Very
In-N-Out's
well
the novelty. Like that's going home is In-N-Out. The Culver's, so good.
Yeah, In-N-Out is like tasting Southern California in essence.
Yeah.
Like you've got to have it to say you've been there and you've experienced it. Culver's is good. Now, the best burger I have ever had, ladies and gentlemen, the Pharmacy, Nashville, Tennessee. It's called the Pharmacy. Oh, y'all got to go. Yeah, and I know my food. Look at me. Y'all got to go. Okay.
See, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We all need to get together, figure out what track we can all go to, and hit up like 3 or 4 eating places, and just sit down and rate the food. But I don't know if we can go with. I don't know if we can go with this guy though.
We can't take Sam to Fugo Chital though, or whatever it is.
I have the question for Darren.
What's up?
Del Taco.
Yes, I love Del Taco. I get the quesadilla, taco, and fries combo. That's what I get all the time from Del Taco.
Yeah, I get the Del beef burrito, taco, and fries.
Gotcha.
Del Taco over what though?
Just over like everything.
Taco Bell?
No. What do you need it over? I mean,
what do you need it
over? Taco.
Now, Darren, what was that place I went with you and your pops to? And that place was good.
Krista, you might know this. It's right next to the track. It's a burger stand. Right when you get off the 10 East. You get off the 10 East. We get off on White Dudley. When you get off on Dudley, it's that burger place. I forget the name of it. I think it's like Fabulous Burgers or something like that. It's like right next to the track. Yeah,
That
it's
was
really good. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Oh
All right.
gosh.
All right. Darren,
The show went there.
One more question, Darren.
Go ahead.
Jamba Juice for life. Period.
Okay, yes. Jamba Juice,
Period.
the waffles are delicious.
Period.
Yes.
Period.
No. How about the hat?
Oh, the hat is amazing. Pastrami
The pastrami.
sandwiches. Yeah, pastrami sandwiches and fries. Oh yeah, I love the hat. Yeah.
The hat?
I love the hat. Yeah. You gotta go to the hat.
I have not heard.
Yes, the
Oh,
hat.
Lee.
it's literally
Lee.
so good.
Yeah.
I haven't heard.
Lee, I don't like pastrami like that.
Darren
but-
didn't hold out on me.
It's that
He's
pastrami.
not my
Yeah.
friend. I have found out in this very moment.
Yeah.
But Krista is. She has informed me of a great eatery called The Hat.
Hey Lee, not only pastrami sandwiches, but they got great chili cheeseburgers and fries. I mean, they got the whole. I mean, everything. The hat is off.
They
the
have
But you
chili
have-
cheese
if
fries,
you
they
go
have
to-
gravy fries.
If you go to the hat though, you have to get a pastrami. Like you have to.
Yes,
And
you do.
that's what
You
one of my
do.
friends told me that, and they're like, "Dude, come on, like you got to try it." And I was like,
It's
but
so
it's,
different.
It's good. Lee, it's like pastrami sandwiches there, like bottom bacon at Fogo de Chao. Like, yeah, yeah.
So,
Chris,
like
see,
literally,
that's
my
what we
mouth
can
is
do.
watering. Ugh.
That's what we can do. Darren, you're going to Vegas for Halloween, right?
Yes, I'll be there. Yeah.
Lee, you're coming.
I don't know. Depends on schedule.
We all need to go to Fogo de Chao so we can have bottom bacon. You guys don't understand. This bacon, you're gonna wake up the next
Green card,
morning.
red card.
Nah, just keep bringing it, and then you wake up the next morning with meat sweat, and you're like, oh man, why did I
That
do
was a
this?
bad idea.
Yeah. All right. Bobby's probably gonna get mad at us for talking about food for so long, but this is drag racing. You know what? I gotta say, this is one of the times that we've got like most of the younger crowd of the media world all together. So, you know, to each one of you guys, I've watched your stuff. I look up to you guys. Thank you for spreading, as Wes Buck would say, the gospel of drag racing. Thank you guys for always being welcoming and warm. And we are the face of drag racing motorsports, and together collectively, I think we can all accomplish, you know, our own task, but together, I think we do a great job. So Krista, gotta look down. Krista, keep doing you, keep rocking out, keep being that fun, crazy, wild person you are. Darren, that guy, I don't know about you, man. You're kind of a lost cause. I don't know, man. You're on your own.
I am not sitting in a long line for In-N-Out. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, but I would sit in a long line for the hat.
I would. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you on that. I agree.
Can we just get along? God.
Continue.
No, I don't have to say anything about that guy. I talked to him. That's like my brother from another mother. So, but yeah, I don't know. We need to drop Darren out though. Everyone's mad at him for not liking In-N-Out. So Darren, say your piece. Where can everyone find you? Where can they support you at, Darren?
I like In-N-Out. It's just overrated. I mean, come on. That's all I gotta say. But
You know,
catch it.
Dig.
No more.
Just keep digging, man.
Say your goodbyes.
Peace out. Catch me on American Hot Rod ENT on Instagram, American Hot Rod Entertainment on YouTube. But I am with Competition Plus. So thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
Krista, where can everyone support you and find you?
You guys can find me at Krista Baldwin Racing on Facebook and on Instagram. And then be sure to check out the newest NHRA vlog, which should be popping up here pretty soon in the next couple of days on YouTube. Thank you for supporting me. It's a lot of fun on this side, and I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. Well, maybe not as much fun. Going 330 miles an hour is pretty cool. But I hope you guys feel that, and shoot, I can't wait to go racing. But thank you guys for having me, and I'll catch you guys at the next race.
See you, Krista.
Thank you. Man, what a great way to end a fun episode. I mean, Matt laid down the hat. I mean, just straightforward. Just tell it like it is. And
Ladies
that's what
and
we
gentlemen,
need.
we experienced a day and night cycle here on the Competition Plus Power Hour in the world of NHRA drag racing. The dark side experienced with Matt Smith, and then the light side experienced with Miss Krista Baldwin. You have got it all here on the show.
Lee, this was an episode that we are going to call the Sour Patch Kids. We went
Sour Patch. Yes.
That's exactly. we went from straight sour and then straight sweet, and then Darren got back on and ruined it with his comments.
Look, I didn't get to see it. I hadn't been noticing it. I just looked at the comment section, and yeah, Darren just messed it all up.
Man, this is the best one right here. Darren thinks Kmart restaurants are awesome. That comment right there. Hey, I don't know who this is, but that guy is like comment of the night. Yes. That guy right there. Yes. Oh man, this guy's been on point. I mean, but this has been yeah. This has been
I gotta
awesome.
put that one in the comeback bank. That is good.
Wait. One more time if you didn't see it. Bam! There it is. There it is, everybody. I am Slammin' Sam. I am one half of this crazy show with the Monday Morning Racer. To Bobby Bennett, to everyone involved, Weldon Pumps and Competition Plus and Holly with those bright lights. You can see exactly what Darren is not talking about, and you can see those bright comments. It's been fun, Lee. Got some videos and pictures coming out. Bold prediction that I made in Denver is rapidly coming through. And also, you've been getting on me about being on Twitter. Slammin' Sam on Twitter. I'm doing first round picks. I'm updating you guys on what's going on so you guys can check out the awesome and fun time that I'm having for every NHRA race. To everyone on the Western Swing, you guys stay safe out there. I'm Slammin' Sam. Lee, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Darren, Krista, and Matt, you guys all have had me going. Till next time, brother.
Man, look, thank you for co-hosting as always, guys. I'm the Monday Morning Racer, Lee Kraft, and you can follow me on that platform, Monday Morning Racer, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Hey, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 5,000 before the end of July. A little goal of mine, and I'm like 150 people away, so I'm not that far. I'd like to get that done. And on the YouTube channel, just dropped a vlog of myself announcing my first ever drag race. You can check that out. Don't worry, it's not all about me. It's actually a little bit more about the cool funny cars of the Great Lake Nostalgia Funny Car Circuit and Keystone Raceway. Great facility there in Western Pennsylvania, just east of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And also on the YouTube channel, Southeast Gassers Association action, A-Gas, B-Gas, C-Gas, and Superstock will be coming your way on Monday Morning Racer. And Thursday night, another live show, Between the Slicks, where we talk about it all drag racing. I like to think of it as the most diverse drag racing talk show out there. I, yours truly, host it, and we're going to have Timothy Hall on. He drives the Scalded Dog in C-Gas Sega competition, and he has won 5 in a row. Definitely time to talk to that man. Thank you, Matt Smith. Thank you, Krista Baldwin. Thank you to each and every one in the comments section. We hope to see you back here Tuesday night, yakking it about drag racing. And by the way, next Tuesday, you can expect Darren to host along with Sam, because I'll be on the road enjoying myself. Everybody else, God bless, and keep the pedal to the metal.
In the race for quality, there is no finish line. Jerry Bickle Race Cars is a one-stop chassis shop for drag racing performance parts and race components. For over 50 years, Jerry Bickle Race Cars has been an essential part of racers' plans for building world champion race cars. Our parts department is stocked with every part a racer might need. Log on to jerrybickle.com for more information. We build anything with doors. jerrybickle.com.